Hello friends, welcome to our online channel. Myself Chetan Jadhav. In previous lecture, we have seen that the classification of the NC system and structure of the NC system, some drives, and today we'll see the other devices in that recirculating ball screw. So you can see here, this is the structure of this recirculating ball. So in that, carriage is there, nut is there, ball return channel is there, spindle screw is there. So we will see the first just overview about this ball screw. So normally in that conventional machining, the efficiency of the power screw as used in conventional machining tool is relatively very low. So this is not acceptable in CNC machine tool, which not only require very high efficiency but very precise movements. The recirculating ball provides all these things. So we will see the working of this ball screw. So ball screw assembly consists of the screw and nut, each with the matching helical grooves and balls, which rolls between these grooves and providing the contact between the nut and the screw. As the screw rotates, the balls are turned into the ball return system of the nut, and they travel through the return system to the opposite end of the nut in the continuous path. Likewise, they will continuously follow this path and they will go to that opposite end of the nut. Okay, so this is just overview about the recirculating ball screw. So they will by using this ball screw will get some advantages. In that, first is very high efficiency around 90%, low starting friction, and accurate positioning. So these are the three advantages from this recirculating ball screw. So we will see the next slide. Now you can see the next point is steps in the NC manufacturing. So total 5 steps is there. So from this we'll start the first one, that is the process planning and scheduling. This is the initial stage of the manufacturing where the drawings are studied first, the operations of manufacturing are listed, details such as a sequence of operations, conventional and NC machining, and requirements of the tooling and their availability is studied and planning. So based on these, all these setups sheets are developed. Initially, this is the first step of the NC manufacturing. In that, we are going to study the first drawing, given drawing, then operation of the manufacturing is listed, then sequence of operation is the most important part, then tooling, requirement of the tooling, availability. Like this, we have to study this some parameters before starting the manufacturing. This is our first step. Second is part programming. In that, the setup sheets are used to develop a part program. The program can be either written manually or can be computer generated. We have seen that last chapter, that is chapter 8, manual part programming. We have to create, before starting manufacturing, we have to create NC part program for that particular drawing. So you can create the part program by manually or by computer generated. Okay, so these are the different ways to how to create the part program. That is a different part, but before starting manufacturing, we have to give as an input as a NC part program. So this is the second step. Third is a tape preparation. It is the program generated in the previous step is to be converted into the machine language program and is then placed on the proper input device such as a tape reader, floppy disk, hard disk. Okay, so as previous steps, that is a part program. From that we will get one program. That program we have to convert into the machine language program. Okay, as a input media such as a tape reader, whatever that program is there, we have to input to that program, to that in the input format like tape reader. That tape reader will give forward the signal to the machines. Okay, so this is the third step. Fourth is tape verification. In that, the accuracy of the program can be tested by dry run on the machines, and after dry run, modification if any are done to the part program. If suppose in that part program, if there is any errors, so in this step, that step verification, By using a dry run, we are going to testing and we are going to modify that errors, and then again we have to provide that part program to the further process. And last one is the production. In this, the ready of the use of the program with the necessary setup sheets and part drawing are then provided to the NC machine operator for the actual production. After the correction, after the everything testing, that part program we are going to sending to the that signal sending to the direct NC machine operators. Okay, so these are these steps in the NC manufacturing. So we'll see the next part. This is the actual flow chart of the NC manufacturing, and this is the advantages of the NC system. So first, operator skills. Level requirements are reduced because we are using the automatic machines. Non-productive time is reduced because we are using the high operated machine, so we will reduce lead time, and that lead to the reduce the non-productive time, and we will get the more productivity. Okay, so greater accuracy and repeatability. We are using a high quality machine, so we will get the high accuracy, lower scrap rates. Inspection requirements are reduced because there are the chances for the error is minimum, so inspection requirement also reduced. More complex part geometry can be possible. By using high technology, we can create the any difficult or any complex part. Engineering changes are easier. Suppose we want to change program, we can change program within 1 minute, 2 minutes by using the engineering technologies. Short lead time, simple fixture, reduced part inventory, and less for place. Okay, so these are the advantages. So we'll see the disadvantages. Higher initial cost. Actually, machine cost, CNC machine cost are more expensive, so it leads to the higher investment cost, basically. Next, higher maintenance efforts. So we are using high level machines, so we have to maintain that machine. So for that purpose, CNC machines are more technological, so it will be require high maintenance. Need for skilled programmers. We have to create that part program for that particular drawing, so we require skilled programmers, skilled people for that particular purpose. So this is the most advantages. Part programming issues, like a need for skilled programmer, time investment for each new part. Suppose I want to create new part, so we have to go for again new part program, so it will take more times. Repeat orders easy to because part program is already available. Time investment for each new part is required, yes. Higher utilization is required. So these are the disadvantages for NC part program. So we will see numerical control applications in terms of the machining. So fair NC is most appropriate. First, batch production. Fair batch production means suppose we need to the produce some type of the suppose 4 type of the part, so we'll go for the batch production. We will go for the 4 program, and we'll define that 4 program to 4 machines, and we'll go for the batch productions. We'll get the medium variety and medium production. So next, second, repeat orders. Where they require the repeat orders, we can simply just repeat that previous program, and we can go for the production. Complex part geometry, we can create the difficult parts also. Much metal needs to be removed from the starting work point. Many separate machining operations on the part. The part is expensive. So these are the characteristics related to the machining. Limitation of the conventional numerical control machines. In that conventional numerical control machine, in that sometimes error happens in part programming, optimization of the program. We need to optimize. Punch tape problem is there, hardwired control is there, management information, no optimal speed and feeds. So these are the some limitation in conventional machining, so that's why we are moving towards the automation. Next point is flexible manufacturing system. This is the one of the highly automated machine cells where group processing stations, usually CNC machine tools, interconnected to the automated material handling. In that, automated guided vehicle is there, conveyor is there, storage system is there, controlled by the integrated manufacturing computer system. Okay, so this is the FMS overviews. The idea of the FMS is proposed in England in 1960s under the name norm. system 24. It means a flexible manufacturing system that could operate without human operator 24 hours per day under the computer control. In such a system, there is a need to integrate number of the machines and material handling system with a closely linked manufacturing unit, so that variety of the job can be manufactured. So this is the just overview about the FMS. In that there are the two types. First is the dedicated FMS and second is the random FMS. So in that first dedicated FMS is nothing but there are limited variety of the components only. Okay. And random means there we can generalize the more system which is the handle large mix of products. So we will create a number of variety type products. Okay, so these are the two types. This is the elements of the FMS. In that first component of the FMS, two components, physical and control components. First one is the processing station. In that physical, material handling system, storage. So we will see the first that processing station means in that the workstation that perform different operations on part families are called as a processing stations. Before going to manufacturing, we have to create the some families as per the similarities regarding the size, shape and geometrical information. So basically processing station is a performs for only part families, and workstation is on area in factory where some work has to be carried out. So this is your processing station. Next is material handling system. In that the different kinds of material handling equipments are used to move the materials or parts from one machine to another machine and from machine to storage point. So this system includes automated guided vehicles, roller conveyors, flow lines, shuttle car. So this is the example of the material handling system. And next storage retrieval system or storage, material storage. In that automatic retrieval and storage system are used to store and retrieve the work part automatically. Example, storage retrieval is pallets. It helps to increase the machine utilization. So these are the physical components, and second one is the controller system components. In that first is control hardware. This includes the different types of the computers, programming logic, controls, sensors, switches. And second one is the computer software. In that it includes the set of the files of the program used to control the physical system. It is a very important that there should be compatibility between hardware and software for efficient and effective working of the FMS. So control of the software is basically very important to, it is a played important role in between the physical and control component. So these are the elements of the FMS. So already we have seen this element of the FMS. So next part is the advantages of the FMS. While using the FMS, we will get some advantages. So first one is the reduced cost of the production by using this FMS, various flexible manufacturing system. So we'll get the one most important benefit related to the cost of the production. Customer want product within less cost with high quality, so we will achieve this first target. Consistent and better quality, we will get better quality. Provides flexibility, we can create the number of the variety parts. Reduce work in process, better utilization of the machines. Reduce lead time, by using this FMS we can reduce our lead time, that improves our productivity, improves operation control. Fluctuation in market can be absorbed, and floor place utilization. So this is the advantages. Next part is disadvantages. So first important disadvantage is the initial investment is high. While thinking about the FMS, we requires more automated machines, so it will be tends to the higher cost. So this is the most important benefits. Second is the planning is required for this FMS. Planning, that is the first processing and planning step, is most important. And next is the complexity. In this FMS, the complexity is more rather than conventional machining. So these are the some disadvantages. So next part is application of the FMS, where we can use this FMS. So for first is machining, where we require that we want to manufacture the n number of the part or variety of the parts, there we can use the machining part. FMS, sheet metal of the fabrication, assembly and textile. Likewise, there is a number of the application for the FMS. So these are the our information regarding the FMS. So this is the last point of this chapter number 5, that is the fundamentals from the NC system. So chapter is over. So thank you for this.
Hopefully you might have enjoyed the lecture. Then please do like the video and know your thoughts in comments. Please do share this video among your friends and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. After subscription, you can press the bell icon to never miss the notification regarding our new videos. Thank you so much.